Not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. Not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. I'm Elijah, and this is the program that you're listening to. Well, this is the message that the Lord God have given unto me to give unto you. I'm not changing that because of that. So you find it in Zechariah chapter 4, verse 6. And also he told you to send Elijah to you before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And should turn the hearts of the children back to the hearts. Back to his children. Man. You find that in Malachi chapter 4, verse 6. Dreamed all night, man. Conflict after conflict. And I asked the Lord God, because I didn't remember everything. So I asked him to bring one back to me. As soon as he started bringing it back to me, I had to early in the morning. You know what you have to do early in the morning. So I cut it off and I didn't get it. And so, of course, that was my fault. My fault. I want to work on my time, and now it's time, which is work. We supposed to be serving him, and he's not serving us. But we forgot so much, been beaten down so much, and deceived so much that these things are going on. But anything, so I remember we had a conflict going on in my dreams, and so as the conflict was going on, I think they had this agent, they had an agent, let's say agent, soldier who had a spear in his hand. He had something on the spear, and he was an agent. And he said, you come here. You have gone the way of the dragon. Now he told me, you come here. You have gone the way of the dragon. That's what he said. Um, but like the Lord God came in a dream and told me, say, dragons are evil. And so we say dragons, but the Lord God say dragons are evil. So let me continue on that line, because I had just told you one dream, but man, I had so many dreams about dragons. It's I'll tell you, I had a dream about the dragon eating the moon. I had a dream about that. I had another dream about I told you this when I was in you know you being in the spirit world. So in the spirit world, they had these two agents. They was told you this before. They was fishing for these two fishermen, Asian fishermen, and they was in this pond, and they was fishing for this dragon. Oh, I said, man, I would like to try that. I took that took a safety pin, put it on a piece of string, threw it out there. That dragon was a small red dragon. Still was an infant. Came up there, took that little thing, came by me. Rubbed him on his head and everything. Boy, them two Asian men saw that. Boy, they were so mad. What you doing? What you doing? Come here. And then I just shooed it away, let it go back, and then let him go. Just took that thing off and let him go back. Ran him back in the marsh, and he went back fishing for him. So that was another dragon. Then I told you, he had a dragon, big old dragon. He was eating people. He was eating them. You know, as he was eating, I said, "Oh, you gotta know." But then one of them got caught in his tooth, so he couldn't eat him. And then we let it down. The man got between his tooth and ran from out his tooth and ran away. And then he had another dragon. He was sitting on a line, but he was sitting on a line. He was red. You know, he hadn't grown up then. He was big, huge, and he was sitting on the telephone line. And he saw me, and I had a sandwich in my hand. He went down there, got that sandwich out my hand. Yeah, so a lot of dreams about dragons and things. So last night I finished listening to BOV, voice of the believers, the voice of victory. I think that's the name, Kenny Copeland. And then they had another man on there, WBF. Um, so Walk by Faith, that was the name of. And talking about listening to God's voice, but man, y'all not listening to God's voice. Y'all still around there trying to collect monies and all like that. And this is time for you to put on sackcloth and ashes, you know. And then he said, talking about the devil power and how the devil ruling over man and everything. But that's a lie. God, when Adam was complaining about stuff, and God just point blank told Adam, say, I never give he said, I never give the devil Satan power over man. So Satan don't have no power over you. Because God never gave power. Yeah, he told us, I never gave the devil power over man. He never gave the devil the power to rule man. Yeah. So that's what he said, and I'm not going there. And uh, then he said another lie. God never left Adam there. God never left Adam. God was always with him, even after we had sinned. Even after Adam had sinned and was thrown out the garden. God watched over Adam, everything he did. God watched over Adam, and God permitted Satan to do a lot of things unto Adam. Yes, he did. So Adam can grow up and know that not to have nothing to do with that tree, not to have nothing to do with man. But that's what it was about, making sure Adam knows the difference between good and evil, and that have nothing to do with the tree of life, have nothing to do with evil, with evil. I mean, tree of knowledge, have nothing to do with that tree, but we as these men and everything, they want to have everything to do with Satan, everything to do with knowledge. Mm-mm. That's why Satan got kicked out of heaven, man, because he had lost his faith in God. And there's a lot of men, that's what they have done. They have lost their faith in God and going after these idols and these different inventions and things. And so that's what it's the outcome of it. Then, of course, I watched Kenneth Copeland. I'll listen to that again. So he went to Galatians. So let's go there. Let's go there. Because they tell these lies and everything and don't want nobody to challenge them on what they say. What they say is it's not God. But they say it's truth and they don't want you to challenge it. I've been going through that all my life in church. And them pastor, preacher, them tell those lies and things. They don't want you to question them upon their lies that they tell. Come on, man. It doesn't work like that. God question you. God ain't gonna question. God just gonna chastise as he doing now. Yeah. All right. So Lord God already told you they take the choice pieces of the food, the meat, the word. They take the choice out of the word, then say, know ye, that's what this what he said. We go into Galatians chapter 3, verse 7 3. Know ye therefore that which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham. And the scriptures, foreseeing God will justify the heathen through faith, preach before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, in these shall all nations be blessed. So that's when you go to the book of Hash, you find out that after Father Abraham, Sarah had died, Father Abraham took another wife and he had other children. But before Father Abraham died, he gave them things for leave because the blessing went to Isaac. The blessing was Isaac. The promise went unto Isaac, whose children we are. So that's how it went down. So then he goes and says, in the scripture foreseeing God would justify the heathen through faith. So, oh man. Well, we know Father Abraham had faith, but you have to, well, let me finish reading. Through faith, preached before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, in these shall all nations be blessed. So then they which be of faith are blessed with faithful Abraham. For as many as are of works of the law are under the curse. For it is written, cursed is everyone that continue not in all things which are written in the book of the law, to do them. So let's see, verse 11. Now he just stopped at 10, but say, but no man justified by the law in the sight of God, it is evident for the just shall live by faith. So that's what I'm gonna get a little farther into that. Then he went to Galatians 29, 3 and 29. And if you be Christ, then are ye Abraham's seeds, the heirs according to the promise. Okay, so that's what he's saying. All right, well, I'm gonna give it, we're gonna go into it a little deeper, but I'm just telling you what he talked about Abraham's faith and stuff. I'll keep that. So now he went to Mark chapter 11. Mark chapter 11. Mark chapter 11. And Mark verse 22. So let's see what that is. And Jesus answered, said unto him, have faith in God. So as a part I was telling about, Satan was cast out because he had lost his faith in God. And so he's telling us to have faith in God. All right. Okay. Then he said that Sarah did look like Sarah looked like an old woman, or Sarah never looked at old. So he got into that. So this is the thing I'm just telling you. I'm gonna get into them a little later. All right. Then he of course. Let's see. He went to Romans chapter 4, verse 16. Romans chapter 4, verse 16. Romans chapter 4, verse 16. All right. So let's go verse 16. Romans chapter 4, verse 16. Therefore, it is of faith that it might be. Therefore, it is of faith that it might be by grace. To the end, the promise might be sure to all the seed, not to that only which is of the law, but to that also which is of faith of Abraham, who is the father of us all. Okay, but when they say father of all, talking about through faith, he became the father of us all. All right. Okay, so Sarah. I didn't. The reason why I don't pre-do things like go search them out and everything, I done read them and everything, and I know. I know because it's in the scripture. And this is not about me knowing. It's about get to you knowing. And it's not about you getting to accept my word, but getting you to accept the word of God, what God has left for us in prophecy and what he has left for us in testimony. So I can talk all I want and speak as I please, but this is about you coming back in the bonds of the forever covenant. This is what this is about. And for you to learn of, all right? You have to understand that I'm see if I can find it right fast. I really don't want to find it right fast. I don't want to find it at all, really. The reason why I don't want to find it all because you should know by now that our women are some beautiful women. Yeah, man, Israel women, these black, oh, they are some beautiful women. They weren't just beautiful in appearance. They by them being humble and obedient, not only to God, but being obedient to God on account of their husbands and their children and different things that nature, and they had meek and humble spirits. And then that came out and made them beautiful, and they was always fasting and praying, and they wouldn't go against their husbands. No, but then you flash forward and come in the land, come in this land of captivity and being reprogrammed. And they just put that stuff on TV. Now they got you appearing as angry and mean and hostile. Yeah, and that's what you just fall in there, and you got to talk back, and you got to do the head waggling and tattooed up, booted up, fried, dyed, and laid aside, and all that. And that's not of God. And you're losing your beautiful appearance. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what you're doing because you was a meek, humble, beautiful woman. Yeah, everybody in the world admired you. Yeah, because they wanted you, man. When you had a woman of Israel, you had somebody. You had a meek and humble woman that was not do you wrong and stuck by you. Man, you gotta go read how Mother Eve was, and that's the way it was. And Lord God tell you, Rebecca, Sarah, Bilhah, Self-Life, Asenet, Zipporah. Man, there was some meek and humble women, and it was beautiful. And yeah, well, all I can do is give it to you like he had given to me. And oh man, they love these people. Yeah. All right. So let's get with it. So Sarah, you gotta understand this. When Sarah went to Egypt, I think the second time. Let's see, if that's Egypt, she went into the second time. And she was so beautiful, and she was an old woman. She was no young woman. And the men saw her, and she was so gorgeous and beautiful, so they had to go tell the king about it. But Sarah was no young woman when that happened. Oh man, Sarah was an old woman. I find it for you some other time. And but she was beautiful in appearance, and she was like that. At 90 years old, she was still beautiful in appearance. That's how God had made her. Yeah, that's how, man. You in captivity now, but boy, once our people was lookers. Yeah. But yeah, so when you go read the Old Testament, talking about in the Bible, go read the testimony in the book of Hasher, Jashr, and find out how our women were and how beautiful and humble and meek our women were. Oh yeah, that's how our women were, man. Yeah. So, but anyway, I came to tell this to say that Sarah was still looking. She was a beautiful woman, and she didn't look like. You gotta understand, the Lord. When the curse came about, the Lord God told you that, just like I told you and read it to you, that man, the curse that's in the book of Jubilees, that a man within before you get 70 years old, his hair gonna be white. That's what he told you about. He'll be young men with white hair. That's what he told you. So we know that those things come about. That's prophecy. And that's that prophecy of heaven. There, prophecy even of me in the scriptures. You just got no way to find it at. And so uh, so that was happening there. Then you gotta understand Rebecca. Man, Rebecca, Isaac's wife was the same way. She was a beautiful, young, beautiful looking woman. And they did the same thing to her. So, uh, so that I'm just going replying to that about our black women. Don't worry, they're gonna get back to that. They're gonna get back to their beautiful nature. It's just a matter of time. That's what is going on now. It's about the chastisement. It's about giving them a heart of flesh, a circumcised heart. All of Israel, everybody. They said no longer should be. Man, it's no longer the ark of the covenant should come into the heart, but he should give them a new heart, a heart of flesh, a circumcised heart. And they will say that he is. They're gonna say that he is our God, and we are, and he's gonna say that we are his people, and we're gonna say that he's our God. You know that. So then, after all that preaching and teaching, all that, at the end of the program, they got to ask you for money. Got to ask you for money. Because they're doing what their fathers say. And their father is who? The devil. Why? Because they choose to do his ways. And that's who they are. Now they might believe that when Jesus told them about the darkness and the light, and if that man have darkness, how great is that darkness? No such thing as a little darkness. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Just that's what a lot of people don't understand about leaven and unleavened. You can have this. Jesus told you just a little unleavened make the whole loaf unleavened. And just a little darkness make everything, make the whole man dark. And this all I can do is tell you what he had and give it to us to say. But I will try to find that for you some other time about how beautiful Sarah was even in old age. Rebecca same way in the old age. All right, so let's go. So I just wanted to tell you that for a minute because uh, all these lies and things, just like T.G. Jakes got on this morning with his lies. When God, what's it, does or do, when God do something, it's done forever. So about the creation. So when God said, "Let there be light," There was light, and you know that light is forever. That's how God is. God just don't do something and say something and then it gonna go away next day. Mm-mm. When God does something, it's done forever. That's why he ain't no rush to destroy man. Because once he said it is, you not gonna change nothing. And then, like I told you, man, T.G. Jakes and all the rest of them ain't nothing but gatekeeper. You listen to those gatekeepers and all these gatekeepers. Right now, while this going on, you're supposed to be sitting on sackcloth and ashes, humble yourself and be in your quiet, be still. They're not doing that. They're not doing this. Pastors and preachers just trying to figure out a way that they can continue on making monies and keep these buildings and all the bonds, some bigger bonds and all that. Told you, man. See, I don't have to. I'm just giving you as God said. And then I told you about them bigger bonds. Next thing you know, what happened? God put them bigger bonds what? To debt. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of ways you can put something to debt without burying it, as they say. Okay, so let's go. Let's go to Jeremiah. Man, Lord, go above in that Jeremiah this morning. And I have read these things to you. So all I'm doing is going over these things as God give it to me to go read to show you. Now I don't. It'd be different if I would just go and pick out the choice words and just give it to the choice scriptures and give it to you. Oh no, God said, go give it to them. Whether they forbid or where forbid, go give it to them. So we're going to Jeremiah chapter 14. I have read this to you before. The word of the Lord came to Jeremiah concerning the dirt. So that's what's going on right now. People don't understand about the dirt. What these farmers and everything did, still them taking their food and stuff and giving the food away to the poor people or wherever they could give, whoever they didn't do that. So they're destroying the crops in the fields so the prices of the stuff can still remain high. Because I went in the store, look at some canned goods and stuff, they want $1.12 and whatever for these canned goods and everything, tools up for this trade, and it's not worth it. But anyway, so that's what they're doing now. But what God said, God uses a man's, I hope you always remember this. God uses a man's own brilliance to trap himself. I'll tell you that again. God uses a man's own brilliance to trap himself. So now they're destroying all the foods and the crops. And I told you, and I'll tell you again, just like an audible voice, and I read that to you in one of my dreams, Lord God. He said, the first year I'm coming to take off your right hand, and the second year I'm coming, well, it's to take off. The first year I'm coming to cut off your right hand. The second year I'm coming to cut off the left hand. The third year, it just took me by my head and turned it. So, you know, a lot of time, most of the time I don't try to interpret my dreams unless God, you know, make it so that I interpret it, because he can tell me a certain dream, and I get it right off the bat. Then some dreams I have to write it down and go there and or ask him to give it to me and then explain it to me. But most of the time, I just wait till it comes to pass, because I know it's going to come to pass because it's God's word. So this morning, it didn't dawn on me. I hadn't heard it all this week in a little while. But so I'm in New Orleans. So what they had to do, they had to cut off the they have festivals down there. They have the French Quarter Festival. They're not having that this year. And they having the Jazz Fest, that's gone. Then the Essence Fest, that's gone. And then of course you know all the things gone. So man, then it just dawned on me, boy, God cut off the right hand. Has he cut off the right hand? Ooh, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, everything. He cut their right hand off. Ooh. And so next year he said, I want to come and cut off the left hand. Ooh, man, what you woo. Well, anyway, the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the dirt. Judah mourned the gates thereof language, but they are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. And their nobles have sent their little ones to the waters. They come to the pits and found no water. They returned with the vessels empty. They were ashamed and confounded and covered their heads, because the ground is chapped. For there was no rain in the earth. The plowman was ashamed that they covered their heads. Yea, the hind also calved in the field and forsook it, because there was no grass. And the wild asses did stand in high places. They snuffed up the wind like dragons. Their eyes did fill because there was no grass. O Lord, though our iniquities testify against us, do thou it for thy name's sake, for our backsliding are many, and we have sinned against thee. O the hope of Israel, the Savior thereof in a time of trouble, why shouldst thou be as a stranger in the land, as a wayfarer man that turned aside to tarry for a night? Why should thou be as a man astonished, a mighty man that cannot save? Yet thou, O Lord, art in the midst of us, and we are called by thy name. Lead us not, well, say, leave us not. Thus said the Lord unto this people. Thus have they loved to wander. They have not refrained their feet. Therefore the Lord do not accept them. I will now remember their iniquity and visit their sins. So that's what's going on right now. Then the Lord said unto me, pray not for this people, for their good. When they fast, I will not hear their cry. And when they offer burnt offering and oblation, I will not accept them. But I will consume them by the sword, and by the famine, and by the pestilence. Then say I, Lord God, behold, the prophets say unto them, ye shall not see the sword, neither shall ye have famine, but I will give you a sure peace in this place. Then the Lord said unto me, the prophet prophesies lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I command them, neither spake unto them the prophecy unto you of false vision and divination, and the thing of naught and deceit of their heart. Therefore thus said the Lord concerning the prophet that prophesied in my name, and I sent him not. Yea, they say the sword and famine should not be in this land. By the sword and the famine should those prophets be consumed, and the people to whom they prophesy should be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the sword, and they shall have none to bury them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters, for I will pull their wickedness upon them. Therefore thou shalt say this word unto them, let my eyes run down water with tears night and day, and let them not cease. For the virgin daughter of my people is broken with a great breach, with a very grievous blow. If I go forth into the field, then behold, the slain with the sword. And if I enter into the city, behold, them that are sick with famine. Yea, both the prophet and the priest go about into the land that they know not. Hast thou utterly rejected Judah? Have thy soul loaded Zion? Why hast thou smitten us, and there is no healing for us? We look for peace, and there is no good. And for the time of healing, behold, trouble. We acknowledge, O Lord, our wickedness and our iniquities of our faults, for we have sinned against thee. But not abhor us for thy name's sake. Do not disgrace the throne of thy glory. Remember, break not that covenant with us. Are there any among the vanities of the Gentiles that can cause rain? Or can the heavens give shower? Are not thou he, O Lord our God? Therefore we will wait upon thee, for thou hast made all these things. So that's the Lord God telling about what's coming up, man. You supposed to be repenting and getting back in the bonds of forever covenant. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Putting on sackcloth and ashes and mourning. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, about this faith thing. And then, like they say, faith came through Father Abraham. Okay, so let's visit that, because I told you I was going to visit that anyway. So then they tell you that salvation is of the Jews. Because you are Israel. You know, if you're black, you're Israel, you're God's chosen people. And he put you in slavery because we broke the everlasting covenant. So we know that. And so we became captive to all the heathens and the enemies throughout the world. So that's what has happened unto us. Okay, but when Father Abraham, I told this before, go read it. Just go read it. I'm not reading it for you. You go read it. Because I have read it to you before, and you have to stop eating Yeah, get out that Holy Bible, man. Um, Drinking milk and eating bread. Time for you to eat some meat. Get out that Holy Bible because they have other words of God that is out there that you need to know. So anyway, oh man. So when you go and read when the covenant, when the circumcision covenant came down to Father Abraham. So Father Abraham had other people that was with him. Because you got to remember when Father Abraham was in Egypt and places like that, that's where he got Eleazar from Egypt. When God struck him with them plague and Haggai, that's what he got him from Egypt. And so Father Abraham had other people that was with him, servants and different things, slaves and servants. All those people were with Father Abraham. So when the circumcision, when Father God, when most gracious Father gave Father Abraham the circumcision, he had other people with them. And those people became what? Jews. So that's where the Jews originated from. That's where they come from. That's what they always followed us, the Jews. And there was our servant. There was Father Abraham's servant, and he gave them different things to do. That's why a lot of them kept, I say, the Pharisees and scribes. So that's where they come from. Gotta believe me, just telling you. Jesus was not a Jew. Jesus was Israel. And so that's why another reason why they didn't like him. Yeah. Oh yeah. So you have to understand where these things come from. You can't just say these things. You have to know and know where they come from, know who are Jews and who are not Jews, and where they originate and where they come from, and why Father Abraham is called the father of faith, because most gracious Father gave Father Abraham, well, you can say the law of God gave Father Abraham the circumcision, and he told him to circumcise everybody that was with him. So we know now that Isaac was even born when the circumcision came down. No, he wasn't born even when the circumcision came down. And so, but Ishmael was there, and Ishmael, Eleazar, and all those other people was there when the circumcision. When the circumcision came down, he circumcised them, and they became what? For they became people of the faith of Abraham. And that's why he called them father of faith. But they want to tell you that it's something different, but it's not. It's not nothing. There's no more than when the circumcision came down. There was what Father Abraham. Father Abraham circumcised them, had everybody circumcised. And when everybody was circumcised, they became a part of that faith of Father Abraham. So that was the part of it. That's just let him in. Just let him in, you know. Let him in. Then so they start keeping what? The covenant day. They did. Not only the covenant of the circumcision, but also they start keeping the covenant day. And all that's a part of faith. So go all the way back. Go all the way back to when Father Adam first came in, when Father Adam was put out the garden. Go back all the way to that, and learn of the faith, learn of the covenant, because all this is about the covenant. It's really, that's what it is. Lord God chose one people to keep the Sabbath day, to keep the covenant day throughout all generations forever. That was Israel. That was us. We broke that. We broke that, and we were put in captivity, the captivity that we was in, that we are in now. We'll soon we'll be leaving that. So we're gonna turn back, keeping all the commandments, keeping this holy covenant. Then he's gonna come and get us. Then he's gonna destroy the earth. But everybody that take holds of the covenant, keeping all God's commandments, keeping the Sabbath day, and be baptized in Jesus' name, and receiving the gift of promise of the Holy Ghost. So all that's a part of the faith. I mean, all I can do is give it to you as he's giving it up to me. So if you don't do that, then you're not a part of the faith. You're not. And then where they say Abraham, the father, so he's like Ishmael and all them other people, all the other sons that he had, of course, you know, he circumcised all those children. He did, and he gave them the covenant of circumcision. That's what he did. Was the God gave it to him. So most of the time you go to these different countries and you find out these people are circumcised, and you can trace them all the way back to Father Abraham. That's what you can say. And all I can do is give it to you right now. They might not keep the covenant date, might not, but they are circumcised, and that's why, because of Father Abraham and what most gracious Father had gave Father Abraham. So that all I can do is explain to you like that. But anyways, oh, as you be in Israel, the Jews always follow us. Go read it. Go read and find out who the Jews, who those people that are over there Jews, they're not Jews, man. Come on. Chapter 29. Let's go to 29. Jeremiah chapter 29. Now these are the words of the letter that Jeremiah the prophet sent to Jerusalem unto the residue of the elders which carried away captive, and to the priests and to the prophet, and to all the people whom Nebuchadnezzar had carried away captives from Jerusalem to Babylon. After Jeconiah, the king, the queen, and eunuchs, and the prince of Judah and Jerusalem, the carpenters and the smiths were departed from Jerusalem by the land of Ishla, the son of Shaphan, Gamra, the son of Hilkiah, Zedekiah, king of Judah, sent to Babylon to Nebuchadnezzar, king of the saying, Thus say the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, unto all that are carried away captive, whom I have caused to be carried away to Jerusalem, to Babylon. Build ye houses, dwell in them, and plant gardens, and eat the fruit of them. Take wives, beget sons and daughters. Take wives for your sons. Give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that they may be increased there and not diminished. And seek the peace of the city where I have caused you to be carried away captives, and pray unto the Lord for it. For in it peace thereof shall ye have peace. For thus say the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, let not your prophets and your diviners that be in the midst of you deceive you, neither hearken to your dreams, which you cause to be dreamed. Well, when you say hearken to a dream, now I say, oh, what you gonna be? Oh, I'm gonna be a fireman, I'm gonna be a policeman, I'm gonna be this, I'm that. That's the dreams that the Lord God said, oh, I want to buy a big house and do all those things. Those are the dreams that you're talking about. For they prophesy falsely unto you in my name. I have not sent them, say the Lord. For thus say the Lord, that after 70 years accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good word towards you, causing you to return to this place. So we know that the 70 years are up. Yeah, 70 years are up. And so that's why you have these plagues, the pests and everything. It's God turning your hearts back. Then, well, let me finish reading. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, say the Lord, thoughts of peace, not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall you call upon me when you shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. And you shall seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart. Get out the Bible, go out to the other books, and so really search for the Lord that God. But make sure that you're praying in the morning. Make sure you're praying in the evening. At night, make sure you burn your frankincense and myrrh, offering up prayer and letting the Lord God lead you. And I will be found of you, say the Lord. I will turn away your captivity. I will gather you from all the nations, from all the places where I have driven you, say the Lord. And I will bring you again to a place whence I cause you to be carried away captive. So well, all I can do is give it to you as the Lord God has given it unto me. So that's the Lord God says. So when you turn back, go the Testament of 12 Patriarchs. So when you read the books of Testament of 12 Patriarchs, our father Judah and our father, I think that was Father Dan, and they left us there and they told us that when we repent with our whole heart, keep all God's commandments, that's when He can come and get us, and that's when He's going to destroy your enemies. Because you have said the Lord has risen up a prophet in Babylon. Know that thus saith the Lord, the King that sitteth upon the throne of David, and of all the people that dwell in this city, and your brethren that are not gone forth with you into captivity. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will send upon them the sword, the famine, the pestilence, I will make them like vile figs that they cannot be eaten. They are so evil. And I will persecute them with the sword, with the famine, and with the pestilence, and I will deliver them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth, to be a curse and astonishment, and a hissing and a reproach among all nations where I have driven them. Let me stop there for a minute. I was in my backyard one day and I was doing some type of work. I don't remember what I was doing. But I kept hearing this hissing. And boy, it was hissing and it's hissing and hissing. I was looking for it, never seen where it came from. And then I came there and the Lord God gave me this. Because they have not hearkened to my words, said the Lord, which I sent unto them by my servant the prophets, rising up early and sending them. But you would not hear, said the Lord. Hear ye therefore the word of the Lord, all ye of the captivity, whom I have sent from Jerusalem to Babylon. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Ahab and the son of Kokaliah and of Zedekiah and the son of Manasseh will prophesy a lie unto you in my name. Behold, I will deliver them into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, and he shall slay them before your eyes. And of them that be taken up accursed by all the captivity of Judah, which are in Babylon, saying, the Lord make thee like Zedekiah and like Ahab, whom the king of Babylon roast in the fire. So, man, like I told you, in a different dream, I seen us in the internment camps, all different types of internment camps. I seen them killing us. All that's coming about, man. Yeah, and then like the message that the Lord God had given unto me to deliver unto those that was on that piece of dirt in Israel, in Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, Haifa. Yeah, they have a prophecy was delivered to them. Because thou have committed villainy in Israel, have committed adultery with their neighbors' wives, and have spoken lying words in my name, which I have not commanded them. Even I know I am a witness, say the Lord. Thus said thou also speak to Shemaiah and Nehemiah, the Nehemite, saying, thus speaking the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, saying, because thou hast sent letters in my name unto all the people that are in Jerusalem, and to Zephaniah the son of Manasseh the prince, and to all the priests, saying, the Lord had made thee priests instead of Jehoiada, the priest, that you shall be officer in the house of the Lord for every man that is mad and make himself a prophet, that should be put in prison and to the stock. So when you read, I think it's in the book of Amos, and where they're gonna be taken up, slain, and every man that say that he's a prophet, they're gonna slay him. The Lord had made thee a priest instead of Jehoniah the priest, that you should be an officer in the house of the Lord. For every man that is made and making himself a prophet, that should put him in prison and in a stock. Now therefore, why hast thou not reproved Jeremiah an antidote, which maketh himself a prophet to you? For therefore he sent unto us in Babylon, saying, the captivity is long, build you houses and dwell in them, and plant gardens and eat the fruit of them. And Zephaniah the priest read this letter in the ears of Jeremiah the prophet. So Zephaniah, I read his prophecies to you also. And it came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah, saying, send all them in the captivity, saying, thus say the Lord concerning Jeremiah the Nehemite, because Jeremiah had prophesied to you, and I sent him not, and he caused you to trust in a lie. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will punish Jeremiah the Hemanite and his seed. He should not have a man to dwell among the people, neither shall he behold the good that I will do for my people, said the Lord, because he had taught rebellions against the Lord. Man. Oh yeah, a lot of them. Only got a few seconds, man. I wasn't planning on staying this long with you. I really didn't. Then we go to Jeremiah chapter 32. I might not read all this to you. Let me see. Yeah, because time is up, and people just people just don't want to believe. And we've been telling them, well, because they've been telling me this since I was a child. Yeah, I was a child that this day was coming. Well, let me read this to you, and then I'll get out. We're going to Jeremiah chapter 32. 32, verse 36 and 37. I might go a little farther than 37, but start at verse 36. And now, therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel concerning the city, wherefore you say it should be delivered in the hand of the king of Babylon by the sword and by the famine and by the pestilence. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whether I have driven them in my anger and my fury and my great wrath, and I'll bring them again into this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely. So that's the Lord God telling you about us. And they shall be my people, and I will be their God. And I will give them one heart, one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and for the children after them. And I'll make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them to do them good. I'll put my fear in their hearts, and that they should not depart from me, and I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I'll plant them in land assuredly with my whole heart and with all my soul. For thus says the Lord, like I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so I'll bring all them all the good that I have promised them. And that the field shall be bought in the land whereof you say it is desolate without a man or beast is given to the land of the Chaldeans. Men shall buy fields for money to cry evidence and seal them and take witness in the land of Benjamin and place about Jerusalem, the city of Judah, and the city of the mountains, and the city of the valley, and the city of the south. And I'll cause their captivity to return, say the Lord. So that's the Lord. I'd like to say the good that He has, the good that the Lord God had purposed for us. It's coming. It's coming, but before it's come, we have to repent with our whole heart, keep all His commandments into back in the mind forever coming. Even those people that's following us, the Gentiles that are going to follow us, because when they realize that we are truly God's chosen people, because they have a lot more that's coming that I'm not telling you, but we know that it's coming. Because when the time comes, Lord God tell me to reveal it unto you. I'll reveal it unto you when it's His time, but not before. And so when that time comes, and it's almost on us right now, but just remember, it's going to get worse. The Lord God told you it's going to get worse. They said when these things happen, like the tribulation of the false prophet, you got to remember these are the beginning of sorrows. It's not the end of it. This just the beginning of it. Had been birthed, and now it's growing up. It got to grow up. Yeah, it's got to grow up. So much more I need to tell you and everything, but just be patient. The Lord God is going to come. And so now we're looking for the store shelves and all, like He told me in a dream, and all the dreams that He showed me, they are coming to pass. Looking for those store shelves to be empty. Looking for no crops in the fields. Man. Why did they do that? Why? This is not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. And I am Elijah until